NBA Finals, Game 5.
I told you there'd be anarchy.
Then I'm gonna say it, man. A lot of people picked the Mavericks to win this game because of Vegas, not because of their heart, because of Vegas. Because Vegas want to see a Game 7.
Game 6.
They wanted to see a Game 7. They were absolutely wrong.
They wanted to see 7, and I told you yesterday the Celtics were going to whoop their ass. And Dallas came into Boston, and Boston whipped their ass. I told y'all that. Yeah, look, I wanted a sweep. Okay, so Dallas punched Boston in the mouth on Friday, and a lot of people were asking me, "What if the Mavericks are able to come back?" Man, they're not coming back. And I had a Mavericks fan hit me up saying, "Well, we got Luka and Kyrie." Yeah, Boston has a team, and you're going to get a foot put in your ass come Monday night. And guess what happened? Dallas walked in with swagger and walked out with a size 18 up their ass. 106-88 was the final score. And your Michael Jordan Finals MVP belongs correctly to Jaylen Brown.
Right. And we're going to get into that too. We're going to talk about that because I really got to respond to what Doris Burke said last night. But we're going to talk about the stat breakdown of this game. 106-88. Boston Celtics get their 18th title. Now, I just want to go. I'm not going to go too far into the stats. I'm just going to give y'all Jason Tatum 31 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds. Horford with only 9 points, but still, he still made a pitiful of 9 rebounds total. Drew Holiday definitely was, even though he might not show up on a stat sheet, but hustle points tells a lot with Drew. Even though he had 15 points, he did have 11 boards. So a double-double for Holiday. Derek White, of course, 8 rebounds, 14 points with probably no teeth at this point, probably going to get them fixed in the offseason.
You ain't right for that.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Look, I didn't say there was a lie in your sentence. I will never say there's a lie in your sentence. But you ain't right for that with Derek White. But I will say this about Derek White. The Boston Celtics have found a certified new weapon that they can put in their rotation in Derek White.
Absolutely.
He has certified himself as a weapon in that rotation. And shout out to Joe Mazzulla coming on as the Boston Celtics coach amidst all of the stuff that was going on with their former coach Ime Udoka and Boston, and Joe Mazzulla took him right to the top for their 18th title. Shout to Joe Mazzulla for that.
And being an assistant coach starting in 2011 for 3 different college teams. So he definitely worked his way of being the youngest head coach in the NBA and being the youngest coach to win an NBA title. So Jaylen Brown really didn't have his best game, but he did have 21 points and 8 boards. Hauser came off the bench with 8. Porzingis came off the bench with 5, which was a pivotal 5 points in the 16 minutes that he did play. And of course, Peyton Pritchard, again, another half-court 3 to end the quarter. That guy.
See, Peyton Pritchard hits.
He has to practice that.
I thought Steph Curry hits ridiculous shots. Peyton Pritchard practiced that shot from that part of the floor. He practiced that shot. I'm convinced. He practices that shot.
Yeah. Yeah, so for the Boston Celtics, I just want to throw this out there. They did shoot 42.7% from the field, which was 38 of 89 in the whole game. They was 13 of 39 from the 3-point line, which was 33.3%, which I thought that percentage probably would have been higher the way they was making threes. And they were 17 of 20 from the free throw line, which is 85%. They had a total of 51 rebounds, 25 assists, 9 steals, 2 blocks, and only 7 turnovers. Out of the whole game, 7
turnovers in 48 minutes.
Compared to the Dallas Mavericks, where they had 35 rebounds, 18 assists, 4 steals, 4 blocks, and 13 turnovers, which I thought that probably was more than 13 the way how the Boston Celtics locked down on that.
From minute one, they locked down the Dallas Mavericks. From minute one, they were locking down. They were locking down the Dallas Mavericks, and boy, when they began the game, and they were locking Dallas down from minute one, man, it was all she wrote. That was all.
Luka played 43 minutes. He was 20 of 25, 2 of 9 from 3. No, 2 of 9 from 3, and 2 of 5 from the free throw line, but he still had 20 to 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how you hear that stat line and he still had a double-double. That's insane.
It's not insane. It's a simple philosophy. I mean, Phil Jackson was doing this back in the day. So was Pat Riley and Billy Cunningham and Casey Jones. You let the star have their way. You lock down everybody else. Pretty simple, because I'll take you back to 1996, East Finals Game 1 between the Orlando Magic and the Chicago Bulls. Penny Hardaway went off for 38 points. Shaquille went off for 32. Where was everybody else?
Yeah.
Simple philosophy. Let the stars have theirs, lock down the role players, and you'll have a blowout just like Boston had last night.
Kyrie Irving had his woes again. 41 minutes, 5 of 16 from the field, 3 of 9 from the three-point line, with only 15 points, 9 assists, and 3 rebounds. The rest, I'm not going to say the rest. I mean, Gafford is the only one outside of them two that was in double figures. No, I'm wrong. Gafford and Green was the only two that was in double figures outside of Luka and Kyrie Irving. Gafford actually, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Derrick Jones Jr. was the one that had 10 points, and Josh Green was the one that had 14 points off the bench, playing 22 minutes and 4 of 6 from the field.
And that's supposed to mean what?
That's about it. Lively played 24 minutes and didn't do jack squat. Kevin played 13 minutes and didn't do jack squat. So
he did jack and shit with it, okay? With the
opportunity. How impressive is this win or this title run for the Boston Celtics? I would definitely want to hear your thoughts on that. How impressive you feel about this title run for the Boston Celtics?
Remember 1986 and how impressive that Celtics team was.
Well, I was born in 86, so I don't remember.
Look it up. Look up the history. They ran through everybody. You know, everybody thought with the East Final, everybody thought Milwaukee was going to give Boston hell. Man, please. Ran them over in 4 games, and each game was a blowout. Then you get to the Houston Rockets, and remember, this was the second year they introduced the 2-3-2 format.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't snatch one in Boston to save their life. Boston won 3 in the Garden. The 2 wins for Houston came in the Summit. Games 3 and 5. Game 4 was close. But, man, this is how I liken that win. You had Bird, McHale, and Parrish. You got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Drew Holiday, and a couple of other pieces. It just depends on the right coach to put it all together. The old school had Casey Jones, and the new school has Joe Mazzulla. Simple as it gets.
Simple as it gets, man. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty impressive run, even though they only gave up 1 loss in each of the series.
Yep.
1 loss. I think it would have been more impressive if they was able to sweep Dallas, which I thought that was going to happen.
I called for it because Boston was just that impressive to me. Yeah. I called for it. I called for a clean sweep of the Mavericks, who had no doggone business being in the World Championship Series anyway. None. N-U-N-N. None. And they ain't coming back to the playoffs anytime soon. You heard it here.
Say no more, but congratulations to the Boston Celtics. You have won the most titles in NBA history. We're going to have some topics talking about that as well.